and the crowd went wild.
Sounds like they're riding a roller coaster.
Hey everybody, welcome to our show, The East Meets the West. A comparisons of our tribes. Tribes here in the East look a lot different than tribes out in the West, and that's the purpose of our program. That way you learn a little bit today, and you'll know a lot more than what you already knew from the TV tribe. You've heard of them, right? They're the ones that walk up to each other and ask the same question.
Oh.
We already know how, and we're going to teach you how. That's the purpose of our show. I'm Jim Sawgrass. I'll be representing the tribes of the eastern United States. My family is Muskogee. Say that, Muskogee. Or what the English call the Creeks, because we live by rivers and creeks. I am dressed from about 200 years ago in the creeks. During that time, they were saying things about us like, I'll be there, God willing, the creeks don't rise. That mean it was going to rain, that we were on the warpath. Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't that you were up the creek without a paddle?
No, that's not about my tribe. That's a different tribe. Anyways, the Creeks, we would say hello to you in our language, Muskogee, like this. Say it with me. Hinch J. Hinch J. Our neighbors were the Cherokees. They lived north of us in North Carolina. If you say hello their way, it goes like this. Shio. North of them was the Powhatan, today Virginia. They had a daughter you've all heard of, Pocahontas. And her tribe would have said hello this way. Wingapo. There's a couple ways to say hello. That didn't sound like how.
No. It sounded like, oh. I'm Barabo. I'm representing tribes from the West. Western tribes such as the Pawnee, Comanche, Kiowa, Lakotas. I'm going to teach you two ways to say hello in those languages. One is Comanche, say, Manatwe.
Manatwe.
Right, Manatwe.
Manatwe.
Right, and then in Pawnee, hopefully you guys can do it, it's really long. Nawa.
Nawa.
Right, Nawa. All right, yes, that's right. So I represent tribes from the West, and we're the much cooler tribe, right? Check out my home.
Yeah. What in the world? You know, here in this area, tribes never had a house like that.
Oh, where's your house at?
Well, we didn't have houses like what you have. What do you call that, a teepee?
Yeah, I call it a teepee.
Well, here, our houses were much different. You see that one right there?
Where? That
right
fallen
there.
tree right there?
No, it's not a fallen tree. That's what's called a chickee hut. Everyone say chickee. Well, that's a Seminole word for house. But all over the eastern United States, natives had different types of homes, but their homes were not for moving around, and not like yours over there. They were more permanent dwellings. Here in the eastern United States, east of the Mississippi River, natives were farmers. In the Great Lakes, the Ojibwe tribe lived in houses shaped like a dome. Everybody say wigwam. In the northeastern United States, New York, Pennsylvania, the Iroquois tribes lived in long houses, sometimes 100-foot long, made of bark of the birch tree. Everyone say longhouse. Pocahontas' tribe of Virginia lived in Gahaken. Say Gahaken. It was made of marsh grasses tied in bundles, just like I have done here with the palm leaves to build the chickee. Now some of the chickees were round, some were square, some were open on the bottom, some had walls to enclose it for winter. By staking sticks and weaving them together, mud and clay packed on top makes wattle and daub walls. And so our houses were permanent. In the east, we're farmers and fishermen, not moving around wearing our welcome out like you probably.
What? No, we moved around, yes, because we moved around because our main animal that we hunted was the buffalo. You see my buffalo hide there, keeps me warm in the winter, especially yesterday. Chilly, ooh. But no, our buffalo, our homes were the teepees. It's a modern day teepee. If you look here on the left-hand side of it towards the back, that represents the ancient teepees. We used to use the buffalo hides to make our teepees. It took about 12 to 20 buffalo hides sewn together to make teepees. And of course, we tore them down to follow the buffalo, and of course, we erected the camp. The hides would weigh about 500 pounds when we traveled. So it was really heavy. When settlers came across the United States, we acquired canvases from them, acquired it.
Just admit it. You probably raided them and took it, didn't you?
Raided?
I knew it.
Okay, so we raided. So we acquired, we got some canvas now. So we used canvas. It was lighter weight, as you can see, and we can make bigger teepees as well. Now the teepee itself, the shape of it, the air goes around it. It goes underneath it. There's a lining which actually pushes that air up through the chimney of the teepee, which allows you to have fire inside, and the smoke is then pushed up on the top. But yes, you can say we were like the first mobile homes.
Moving around,
Yeah, moving around.
Well, you guess you're following the buffalo, but did you know? A lot of people don't know. Buffalo used to live right here in Florida.
Oh yeah?
Yes, there were. There were buffalo here back long ago, 200 years ago, and they lived all over the eastern United States, the eastern bison, from Florida all the way up to Maine. How many have ever heard of Buffalo, New York? How do you think that got its name? Exactly. And up there is no just ordinary buffalo herd. Those buffalo that live up there have wings on their back, and they fly off out into space to the spirit world.
Flying buffalo.
Now, you can capture one of those buffalo and chop their wings off. They're actually pretty tasty and good to eat.
What do they taste like?
Well, I said they probably had it. How many had buffalo wings? Tell me what it tastes like.
What does it taste like? Chicken.
It does, oddly enough, buffalo that tastes like a chicken. Well, in the East, we were farmers. Many of our foods we eat today, like corn, beans, squash, potatoes, and pumpkins, sunflowers, strawberries, are food being grown here in the East. These are some of the farming tools. This is what they looked like before John Deere came around.
John Deere, the hunter.
Yeah, he's a hunter turned farmer. And also one of our sponsors. Yeah.
That means he was a bad hunter. Farmer.
Careful there. Don't insult our sponsor.
Now in the West, we hunted. We used bows and arrows, used lances and spears. Sometimes we use the hides of animals to camouflage ourselves to get closer to the animal in order to hunt it down. Some tribes would, especially buffalo, they would spook the buffalo off cliffs, and it'll be a safer way to hunt the buffalo. And then, of course, later on we used horses to hunt buffalo with bows and arrows as well.
Something that was done here in the East was fishing. You go fishing out west, I'll bet, huh?
Oh, I don't.
You don't like fish, do you?
No.
You probably don't know much about fish, huh?
No.
Let me tell you something about fish. It's brain food. You can use some.
What?
Yeah. Tribes here did lots of fishing, and I've got a fish trap right here. That's just a little version of it. Some of them were 20 foot long. They would take these down to the rivers, set them in the water, where they've had rocks built into a wall. These rock walls would guide the fish right into the trap. Once they go in there, sharp spikes facing in keep the fish from coming back out. And so when I'm ready to take the fish out, I'll untie the inner basket and open it up. We also made hooks and spears and nets, all kinds of ways to catch fish. So fishing being a good part of the life, and farming being a good part of the life, but we were also hunters too. And it doesn't matter what tribe it is, no matter where we're from, when we killed the animals, we used them all, didn't we?
That's right, every bit of it.
Nothing got wasted. Here's the deer skin turned into leather using the brain of the deer. That's right. The deer has, every animal has enough brain in his head to tan his own skin. Except for, let's see. Hey, what tribe did you say you were again?
Oh, I'm Comanche.
Yeah, them.
What?
Never mind.
You can take the deer hide, scrape the flesh off, the hair off,
This is how you
and
tan a hide.
string it out and let it dry in the sun. It becomes rawhide. Say rawhide.
Rawhide.
Rawhide. You can use rawhide
Don't be afraid to touch. The brain's not on there no more.
to make our drums. We use rawhide. You can use it to make knife cheese, or you can make them into baskets. That's rawhide.
Now this leather, once it's been tanned, can be made into things like shoes or my native Levi's and all kinds of things. Coats. Long before cloth was brought in the trading post over there, we would have all of our clothes made of animal hides and also woven things.
Yeah, speaking of making of clothes, this is tendon of the animal, or the sinew. So the tendon is dried out, pounded, and it's fibrous. So you use the small fibers as thread to sew up your moccasins, to sew up clothing, sew hides together for the teepees back then, before the canvas. And to also wrap your arrowheads onto your shafts to hold them there.
Just like this one right here. See that arrowhead? It's tied on with that tendon. Now that arrowhead you're looking at is actually the toe bone of the deer's toenail. Inside of his toenail, that's the bone that's in there right there. Now that bone is perfect shape for that. And other bones are used for other things like fish hooks and sewing needles and awls and picks. The animal's hair a lot of times would be left on to make rugs, But for a deer, we a lot of times scrape it off because it's hollow and it's going to fall off eventually anyways. Animal hair was used to make headdresses as well. It was used to disguise fish hooks, to make lures. My headdress is made of deer hair dyed red, and the black hair is the hair on the beard of a boy turkey. And one more part of the animal I want to show you here, and that's the fat. Animal fat's how we get oil for cooking, oil for lotion, oils to make candles, or oils to make soap. Now, if you think that's gross, stop using soap and you're going to find out what gross really is. The deer toenails, they make good rattles for dancing. And of course, if you boil them in water, it's how glue was made long ago.
And with the buffalo, this is a buffalo jaw here. You can use this as a weapon for striking down your enemy. The buffalo rib bone, you can also use it and shape it into a knife. You have a buffalo rib knife. Or this rib bone this is my fire starter, so you could wrap the stick there and you basically rub two sticks together to make that amber to create fire. And also here is the buffalo horn. The buffalo horn is hollow. You can carve it and shape it. This is a ladle. You can use it to drink water, eat some stew. I made a buffalo horn spoon, eat some soup. You know, because we're civilized, of course. This is a buffalo comb. And, you know, we gotta look good for ladies, right? And I have a buffalo whistle that I made. All right.
How about the deer's foot dried stiff, made into a digging tool? Also makes a good back scratcher too.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Or how about the deer antler made into handles for knives? Or maybe for chipping an arrowhead, breaking the rocks. That's what a lot of these rocks are made with, using antlers as pressure flakers and striking.
Check this out, check this out.
What you got?
It's for the ladies.
Oh yeah.
You guys like Gucci bags, right, ladies? Yeah, check out my Gucci bag right here. Oh yeah, you guys would like that, right?
What is that?
Lady. Oh, it's the bladder of the buffalo. Turned into a bag. Keeps things waterproof.
Waterproof, huh?
Yeah, we use everything out of the buffalo.
Sure. We even use the guts in my tribe.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's a good appetizer. You guys like appetizer?
Not me.
What?
We use it for bait to catch that alligator over there.
Alligator? What's an alligator?
You've probably never seen an alligator where you're from, out west.
Oh,
They're
big,
all around these
big
swamps.
lizard.
No, it's about 13 foot long, and I've got some of his teeth right here around my neck. They make me look good. What do you think? Alligator's meat is very good to eat. How many's ever tried that before? You know what it tastes like, don't you, Comanche? It tastes like,
Chicken?
no?
No?
Crocodile.
Crocodile. Oh.
But look here. Alligator tail makes a good case to hold your arrows. Alligator back makes a good shield to protect yourself with. I see you got a shield on your chest there, huh?
That's right. We tie small bones together tightly. It helps protect us from arrows, the deflected arrows, also from war clubs. You know, it protects your main part of your organs. Of course, with the invention of the rifle and the bullets, of course, it went through. This became ornament. Talking about gator and food made me thirsty.
Yeah, I got some gator drippings over there in that cooking pot. It's the drippings out of the alligator. It's really good.
Yeah?
My man calls it Gatorade.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm feeling that.
Speaking of the alligator, guess what I got there? I've got his foot made into a pocket. See there? What's in your wallet?
Yeah, we use everything off the animal. You know, in the prairie, there's not a lot of wood out there, And what we used for fire was the cow patties. I mean, the buffalo cow patties, that's right.
Buffalo chips.
Buffalo chips, that's right.
Somebody ever said poop?
Poop!
Yeah. Well, around my village, we had plenty of firewood here in the east. Look around. Look at these big oaks. These oak trees, some of the best firewood there is, hardwood. And we would take the logs and just push them in. The big long logs, not short pieces of wood. We push the whole log in. What that does is saves us from cutting firewood. That's called a star fire. Very practical. Now, we are cooking on a rock oven there. That's slate rock. That would not be traditional to this area, but more to the eastern tribes of the northern areas like Georgia, up into the Carolinas, where the slate rocks are found. And that's what we're cooking on today, slate rock. Now, we did have plenty of firewood. When I was a child, man, everybody knew my name. Hey, boy, go get the firewood right now. Get that firewood, hurry up.
That's a long name.
What was your name? Pooper Scooper?
What?
They're pooping and scooping, huh? How many of you guys would like to see some of our old weapons?
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me try. And how many of you guys like to see our weapons?
Hold on a second here. My side can do a lot better than your side. Now, how many of you want to see some weapons? Go wild! Native! Go native!
All right, my side, the best side. How many of you guys want to see the weapons?
All right, let's show them the weapons. The weapons, of course, change with our tools as well. We're going to show them mixing in with the weapons. Let's start off with the oldest weapons. Yeah, let's get these beaming. Here we go. Look at this one. Check it out. How you like that? Woo! That's for striking a blow.
Oh, yours is cool looking.
Yeah, look at that. You get hit with a noggin knocker, you'll have a face like that too. That was the early weapons, weren't they?
That's how I got my wife, but that's a different story. Another weapon back in the Stone Age was this, the spear. That's right, it's a long wood, long stick, sharpened end. You know, caveman would hunt woolly mammoths with long spears like this. It was a stabbing weapon, you know, but you had to get close to the animal, and of course it was dangerous. Some got hurt, some people got killed, but that's what happened with the spear. And then one time, you know, the caveman stepped on a sharp rock, and then, well, first he said, ouch, but then he's like, you know, I could carve this into a head. And then he tied the sharpened head, and he was able to pierce the skin better, you know, easier. But of course, you gotta get close, stab it, you know, next thing you know, you're like, you know, I'm gonna throw this thing. But, you know, it's a big stick, you can only throw it so far. Can you throw the stick that far?
Not very far, it's too big and heavy.
Yeah,
but as people began to break rocks all over the world, they started using rocks in lots of stuff, not just spears. Check out these knives. This is what knives would look like back then. This one is made with an antler of a deer for a handle, and the blade made of flint. This one is made of a deer's leg bone, and the blade made of coral. This flint blade is held in with a coyote jawbone. And how about this last one? It's a coral blade held in by a jawbone of an alligator. And so this is what the knives that people carried back in those times, all over the place, all over the world. You used what you had in your area.
Yeah, check out my tomahawks here.
Yeah, everybody say tomahawk.
Tomahawk. That's right. Yeah, these are stone tomahawks. You know, these weren't used to chop trees down because if you tried it, it would actually break the stone. You would have to either reshape it or find another one. That's a lot of work. So what we use fire to help, you know, burn that wood, make a charcoal. You chop off that burnt wood. It was a lot easier and softer, and then you just continue burning that wood and chopping it. Less work, right? Yeah. So that's what these were, stone tomahawks.
And check out the drill. Everyone say pump drill.
Pump drill.
This is to drill a hole. This is how you could drill a hole into a piece of wood, the bone of an animal. Maybe I want to make an earring like these bear claws I'm wearing, or the alligator teeth around my neck. And so we might drill into them with the drill. The drill bit there is made of flint, and if I don't like this size, I can take it off and put a different size on there. And how that works is round and not round fitting together. See there? They lock in place. And so ancient technology and breaking rocks all over the world made our tools better, didn't they?
Yeah.
And so when that spear was used, you said it was for stabbing. Huh?
Yes, this was for stabbing. So I'm a big guy because, you know, I eat meat, you know, not this farmer guy back here. But, you know, I can throw this pretty far, right? I think. But, you know, you can only throw it so far, you know, and I need something smaller, right?
Well, let me tell you what happened. Time went on, and people learned to throw spears. And as they did throw their spears, they stopped making them big, giant, and heavy, and they started making them a lot lighter for flying. This is river cane. They would cut the canes and add their points on the end just like that. The point there got smaller. It can go farther by flying instead of a big, heavy one. And then arrows was guided using feathers. Feathers make arrows fly straight, and the way these feathers are on there will make the arrows spin, which is where the idea of a bullet spinning out of a gun is going to come from. If I throw this with my hand, it would only make it to, hey, see that guy over there not watching? Watch this. Let's show you how we make it go far. Everybody say addle, addle.
Addle, addle.
The addle, addle was a stick with a hook. The first one was just like this one. Very simple. It made the arm longer for throwing the arrow. But as time went on, they made it smaller. And they made it so it was flexible and bendable. And so the addle becomes the new weapon in the world. And as soon as that's thrown at the animal, the arrow is like a launcher, okay? So the arrow is propelled through the air. This hits the animal and sticks. That falls on the ground. The animal took off with this, stuck in him. We're going to pick these up on our way. And we're going to pull out of our pouches another point, and we're going to use the same spear again, the addle, okay?
And the next invention after the addle is this. What is this?
A bow.
A bow, that's right. This is my bow. My name is Bear Bow. Only I can wield this bow. It's so tight and strong. And the arrows became a lot smaller. So with the bow, of course, curved, and when you put the string on it, it put tension on it. It gave that potential energy. And then when you use the arrow and pull the bow back, the arrow can be shot over 100 yards with accuracy as well. Like I said, the arrows did become smaller, and you would use a quiver, as you see back there with the alligator tail and the alligator garfish. We put different tips on there as well. The bow and arrow also we used to hunt buffalo. We didn't have a longer bow like this. Our bows were shorter. The reason why is that when we started using horses to hunt, you could use a shorter bow to go from left to right of the horse and not hit his neck as often as like his long bow.
Now here in the East, we did use the long bow because our hunting was done by walking and stalking. A lot of times the hunter that was the best shooter would dress up like a deer. He would take the deer skin, wear it on his back like a robe with the hair left on it. The face of the deer had been made into a mask. And of course the legs of the deer would be hanging over the front of his shoulders, making himself look like a deer. Underneath that disguise would be his bow and his arrow. Now my bow here is made of hickory wood, and the string is made out of the skins of a squirrel. That's what squirrel skins are for. They make good bow strings. Once we get that bow strung up there with our arrow in place, we're ready to hunt. Now the younger hunters would make a line out in the woods with their bows and arrows. Their job was to hoop and holler with their war yells, making noise, chasing the deer over there where the best shooter is dressed up, waiting to make his kill. If you'll notice the arrowhead on the end, that one is the scale of a garfish. How do you like that?
That's pretty neat.
How do you like that there?
You
I've
didn't
never seen nothing like this.
No, you didn't have to work it either.
No, it's naturally shaped. See that? So using the things around us, no matter what tribe it was on the east or even out in the west, the people used what they had, the resources they had, and they lived and they survived. And that's how our weapons were long ago.
And we started trading with the settlers, cloth. And so we used to wear, back out west, a lot of leggings, but I'm more modern here. And so the trade cloth I got, I use it because it's a lot cooler. I need a little breeze, But the leather fringe I use represents the leggings I used to wear. And of course, you see the belt, concho belt I have here. When the horses, with steal horses, acquire horses, a lot of these horses were decorated with leather straps, conchos, and when we steal them, we like those. So we cut those off and we decorate ourselves and create our own belts. That's where these come from.
Well, that trading started right here in the east first. If you look right there, it says trading post. Those flags entered our world as they did. They brought things we've never seen before. Who wants to use a clay pot when you can use a metal pot? In just a couple generations, girls quit using pottery and started using metal pots. Therefore, the art of pottery would disappear. Who wants to use a rock or an oyster shell when you can have these metal knives? And what about a gun versus a bow and arrow? So trading started here as we saw them arrive. They brought their guns and we began to trade. At first it was our knowledge that they wanted. They wanted to know how to go into our woods and not be lost. We would be guides and scouts. Then they would say, hey, bring us the skins of the animals. Trade them away as money. Have you ever heard of money called bucks? Right there, there's a real one. $5, $10. I'm a casino native. I like $1 million. Yeah. And so the bucks was our money.
I roll my money.
And out west, it was the buffalo. And pretty soon it became land. And when they wanted that land, there was nothing that could stop them from fighting us or killing us off to get rid of us, to get that land. Well, this happened all over the country, from the east to the west. Every tribe, from one ocean to the other, was affected when they arrived wanting their lands. Today we're still here. Native people are still alive. We're very honored that Flagler County has brought us here together to celebrate the Native traditions and the Native culture. And so we want to thank you all for being a part of our festival this weekend. Have you had a good time? Did you enjoy our program, the East Meets the West? What's this clapping business?
She's going native.
Hooping and hollering. Going native. There you go. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's hear from my friend. Martin.
Once again, let's hear for Sawgrass.
Thank you. And make sure you write the county commissioners and thank them for a beautiful weekend here and spending the money to have this event. And our Parks and Recreation Department of Flagler County who put the event together with all the work that was here. So thank you very much. I believe the closing ceremonies are happening over there right now. If you want to see them, they're closing out the drum and they're getting ready to dance our eagle feathers out. You're welcome to stick around and come up and take pictures with us. That is why we put our paint on today.
Oh, yeah.
Some of y'all thought we were on the warpath, huh?